don't want to forget that I dropped it, and then when I made it, I can't find it, and I get mad about it. Alright. I'm dropping crap everywhere. Hi, Stanley. Cute as can be. Stanley. That's the cutest cat in the world. Stanley. Cute as can be. Stanley. What are you doing, Benno? Come on out, Benno. Come hang out, Benno. Let's talk about how we feel about things, Benno. I guess I don't need these on anymore. Take those off. My out and about eyes. I looked at the optometrist today.
Yeah.
And they still require a mask, and they want to take your temperature every time. And so I'm like, no, I'll hold off on that. They aren't the eye doctor for me. Benny, go lay down. Go. Andale, vámonos. Benos Bossity. That's a scientific name. Benos bonehead. Isity. Your density, it's a level of density that I ain't never seen before. The thickness of your skull. You big bonehead, Benno. Is that Marge? You bad rat, Benno, Marge. Benny got a bad rat, right up. Bad rat, Benno, Margie. Turn this on. Turn on this fan. It's a little early for it starting to get too stuffy in here. Although I do have this sweatshirt on. Hello! Welcome to my tiny little tube. My name is Marge. Hey, Nate. How are things in Ohio? I hope they're good. They're really pretty here. I had a very eventful morning already. It's been kind of a very synchronistic day. Very 5D. See, I was, me and God, we don't see eye to eye a lot of times. And so when I don't get my way, I still, almost 50 years old, I have a propensity to throw temper tantrums like a fucking child. Yep. It's one of my character defects. But I don't hate myself for it. I accepted myself long ago. Mom, she just ignored me. She just ignores me. Ain't no better suited ma for me than Mom, that's for sure. So, because I woke up, I slept good and everything, I just freaking, something struck my chord and I had to, I went out to the coffee shop to de-escalate. That's, that's what I do. I don't take a pill or stuff like that. Heck, I don't even buy a cup of coffee more than, maybe twice a month, if that, Anyway, so ventured out to the coffee shop, and my buddy Augie was there, and I was like, load up, Augie! Let's go feed the horses. So he took me down, I took him down, and we went to where his horse spot is, and boop. I got some today coming up on him. This one, he found one of them was being cantankerous. It's so funny. This is kind of a funny story amongst the story. I got out and I walked up and I was going to pet him today. Say hi and get close and pet him. Because I'm kind of scared when it comes to horses because something happened when I was a kid. And it didn't even happen to me. But just knowing what horses are capable of, that's enough for me to be skittish. So I'm trying to get past it. So that guy, I'm like, hey man, what's up? And I'm petting him and stuff. And we go over and that's a little baby one. He's getting frisky in his bits too. So we go over and we go over to the plate where the straw is and stuff, and I freaking he starts feeding them, and they notice that this one, the black one, had a freaking gash in his neck, and the white one that came up and found me is kind of ornery, and there's my buddy Augie, and so this is Augie's giving him a talking to, because you can reason with horses. Better than you can reason with dogs and cats and stuff like that. He gave him a stern talking to, and I like these. That's one of my favorites that I got today. Anyway, so we were talking about it, and he was like, he's going to be all right. It's not that deep of a gash. It's not that serious. So, and then I started thinking, well, how serious does it have to be before it is attended to? And I've seen pictures on Facebook where animals get hurt, like they'll slice themselves on a barbed wire fence or a coyote or something weird. Just weird stuff happens in nature, man. You can't control, the nastiness of things that can happen in Mother Nature. So, and then after I dropped him off at the casino, I went on about my day. I was gonna wash the minivan, but everybody else had that thought too, washing their vehicles, and I was not in the mood for that. So I went and filled up my water jug and went to get my backup bags of pet food, because I like to stock up, get my back, and I was out of everything, man. Things like it doesn't happen like that a lot. Usually I can pick up this, that, but it just so happened I kind of ran out of cat litter, cat food, dog food, the backups all at the same time. So here's kind of a funny story. I'm pulling in, and I stop in front of the tack shop in the parking lot, and there's this van, and it just pulls right into this spot. Right now, I didn't have to get too upset about it, but it was just like a little disconcerting, just because they just just like, good thing I didn't just go for it. We would have wrecked, right? But there's more parking places, so I didn't need to freaking throw a tantrum over or nothing. But still, I was riled, and I'm already riled because we're coming up on Aries season, man. I got so much fire in me as it is. So I pull up in the parking place, and I'm like, take a minute, everything's fine. Nobody stepped on your toes. You didn't get jilted. And then I looked over, and it was my buddy, the lady that does my... she pulled in. I looked over, and it's the lady that does my foot soak. She'd done my foot soaks for me. And I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't freaking, act like a crazy person on her. And she went that way, and I went into the tack store, into the pet store, and had a quick brief conversation with the fellow worked there. He just had his year anniversary of almost dying. He was in the hospital, man. He was a mess, but he came into his awakening to realizing the importance of physical fitness and health, and more so than he did before, and he's a lot more active in his life. And the newspaper, the Taos newspaper, they wanted to do an article on him. And he was like, okay, this is what happened. They're like, no, say it like this. Like they were trying to lead the story. That's how I know, because I hear too many stories about how the corrupt are corrupt, and then you get to see it everywhere you go. So I decided I was going to get a haircut because I'm just not comfortable. And I get a lot of solace. I'm not a real super vain person. I don't go to the extension of freaking have baby foreskin shot in my face like Sandra Bullock or Botox or all that, man. I don't even like I don't like how people look when they do that. It's unnatural. And that just lets me know that, man, they're going to keep coming back and reincarnating all it. I mean, go ahead, be transgender, change your body, do it. I don't care. It's your choice. It's just, I know where you are in your spiritual evolution, and it's like kindergarten Hogwarts to me. So go ahead and freaking keep living life until you decide that all that superficial bullshit is not what this incarnation is about. And the cost that goes tied with it, and all the vanity, and all the labels, and the brands, and all the bullshit, there ain't no place for that in my world. That's 3D Earth. That's 3D. All that expensive cars, fancy shiny cars, all that bullshit, That ain't for me. So but I do like to feel good about myself, and I do feel better when I'm a little bit more upkept. So I decided, I was like, all right, and there's a haircut place right in the strip mall where I already got the pet food. So I was let's see. about this haircut place, and I walk in, I start talking. The one lady in the chair liked my shirt because she said they always had beagles and bassets, and I was like, that's how I got here. From to keep all my dogs, it's a lifelong commitment when you adopt and decide that you're gonna love a pet forever. And I freaking can't stand people that keep them all the way until the end, and don't want to deal with the hard part, and they dump them. They get rid of them. They don't want to deal with all the vet bills that goes with them and all that stuff. And they're just people that like to throw people away. It was so good to spend some time with Augustine today, because he was talking about, he's like, there are just people in this world that like to hurt people. I said, Augustine, I find a great deal of comfort in the fact of you saying that, because these are beliefs that I have myself, but sometimes they get tiresome having these beliefs. But when I hear them, that other people have these same belief systems, makes me feel that much less alone. So for that, I'm grateful. Thank you for that, Augustine. And, so I go down and and so we start talking, make my appointment, The lady casual, I was talking about how the barbers in town charge $20 to shave my head, and that's fucking horseshit, because it ain't that rad, I'm used to Calvin Barber in Oregon. I got freaking the best. I got really good haircuts, and he charged me, give me veterans discount, so it was like $12, and I give him a $5 tip. Sometimes some cookies, That'd be cool to go back to a barter and going back to grassroots, trading cookies for cuts. That'd be cool, because a lot of people say they're the best that they ever had. So, and people, and the gift of a good night's sleep is not something that everybody has too commonly often. So I like giving that gift too. And then waking up and feeling refreshed. That's what Augie said today, Ma. He said he wakes up and he feels refreshed. And that by itself is a gift, separate from the good night's sleep that he had. Yeah? So, anyway, so I went down, and then she kind of let me know that her haircuts are $40. And I was like, okay. It took me back for a second. See, that's one thing, that's one of the reasons why. But I don't care, man. I'll just start getting the long guard and just I don't care. I don't look at my hair. I can get one cut and then just feel good about myself, and that'll last me a year. I don't gotta because when back in my 3D and my egocentric days, I'd have to get my hair cut every 9 days. And on the 10th day, it was just like it was touching just all this stuff that don't matter. But I do understand the importance of feeling good about yourself and the thing. But some people, man, it takes so much more for them to feel good about themselves. So, and then I set up the appointment, and so I was like, standing there, and I looked down and I see the turtle. See the turtle by the door, and I was like, I'm supposed to be here. And I let the lady know. I said, it's funny. I said, my given name to myself is Standing Turtle. So I think she's like, she goes, there's a girl around here somewhere hiding. And so that's the thumbnail today, is I got a picture of the turtle, the place I'm going to get my hair cut. Ain't life grand, folks? So that's the thing. It's like, I'll try things once. I'll give it a go. But so I'm interviewing for hairstylists now, so we'll see. $40, man, for fucking haircut, man. That's crazy, especially for my hair. She's like, I'll charge you $40 because it's short. So what are you gonna charge me if it's long? For a fucking haircut. That's the thing. People got these heart space. It's like what they do is oh so significant. But when they go out and it's time to give people what other people's value and other people's worth is, they don't show up. That's where the imbalance is. I see imbalances in everything. Mostly in my own behavior, but then when I see how I act, or how sometimes I act when I'm in balance, and I go out in the world and I see it in other people, yeah, it shows me the imbalance in them. That's how I know. Because that's how I know what a scoundrel is, because I've been a scoundrel. That's how I know what a drunk is, because I've been a drunk. That's how I know what a withholder was. haven't really been much of the withholder, because people have withheld things from me my whole life. Good tidings, man. It was the weirdest thing when I lived in Omaha. It happened at least once a month. I'd be freaking running to a door, like at a gas station. It doesn't matter, like public place, running for a door, and like somebody would be walking in, and they'd see me, and then they'd just let the door close in my face. It's like it's like I'm not even there. Hello, you know? And then I go in and I make a declaration about how chivalry's dead, or, your mother would be really disappointed, or your parents failed, some shit like that, You know it? I meet people where they meet me. And I don't carry it with me. I just, I'm Scorpio moon. You'll get a little verbal bite, and I'll be on my way. But maybe one day you'll the next time you're a dick to somebody, you'll hear my words. Or you'll be reminded, or something. I don't know. We all have an act. We all get a chance every day to act. And I'm not always one that's gonna rise above my feelings, and see, because I was surrounded by people that just kept their mouth closed. Yeah, the compliant, and I'm not one of those. I don't think I'll ever be one of those. I don't even care for people that are like that. That's how I know who in this world is for me and who isn't. Because, off the bat, you compliant, we ain't going to be cool. There's so many people. It's like I get to visit planet Earth every now and again when I go to stores and stuff like that. But mostly, I ain't for 3D people, man. I'm not. You're not people. If you're grounded or ungrounded and freaking care about money, property, prestige, shit like that, I ain't for you. I'm an entirely different vibrational frequency, so you're not going to identify with anything that I have to say. So... And that's fine, because I wouldn't identify, I don't give a shit about sports and fucking brands and labels and freaking expensive cars and, what's funny is that looking on all these real estate sites, man, the money's leaving New Mexico. It's leaving. The number of houses going on the market is just going. And I've been tracking this. I've been tracking patterns of real estate my whole life. My grandma's a real estate agent. And you can tell the climate, the change of, economics. It's all reindeer games. It's all, everything ebbs and flows. But, there's people that freaking pull the strings and make sure that things go this way and that way. And my best advice is to, find your people that you like and you can relate to in your own local community, and pretty much tune out the rest of the world for a while, because it's just more and more nonsense, more propaganda, more lies, more bullshit, and these people just keep paying themselves so much freaking money. And it's just, if you got a big heart like me, it's just gonna keep making you mad. It's gonna keep making you more frustrated. Being powerless. You don't have any control. The cracks of society are only getting wider. Yeah, it has to happen because people aren't taking care of themselves. They don't take care of themselves. I'm adamant about freaking people taking care of themselves, primarily because when people take care of themselves, they feel good about themselves. And when they feel good about themselves, they're more inclined to give a shit about other people. See, people feel bad about themselves. They feel crappy about themselves. They don't care about nobody else. They just want people to come in and make them feel better. Or get off work because they're so miserable and they got to go home to a life that they hate, but first they got to stop and freaking get that 12-pack so they can tolerate it, right? All that stuff. It's not what we're supposed to be doing. It's not how we're supposed to be living life. Being a service to others. Even freaking Alcoholics Anonymous. Good. I'm glad that it's better than usual. Even those people, they don't even have an idea of what service work is. It's not to freaking, have your cliques and your clubs and only to benefit and to prosper in that own, your own little ecosystem, right? And as soon as somebody leaves that little ecosystem, they're cut off. Oh, no, that's it. You're out, It's just the level of clicky. It's inclusion with paid membership required is what I call it. That's what I call it. That's what I'm sick of. So I just try and make the best of it and spend a lot of time by myself. Because I'm not always. Mom likes to hang out, but sometimes the stuff I talk about is a little too much for her. Come on. No? Oh, you were sleeping? Oh, okay. I put her out. I'm good at putting people to sleep. I remember my first fifth step. We were supposed to tell everybody, spill your beans, you know? I trusted a fellow, you know? She fell asleep. I guess it made it easier for me to spill my guts because she didn't hear most of it anyway. Ain't that hilarious? But anyway, it's really super pretty here. Mom just had lunch. The dogs all went out, and I might actually go walk around downtown. I got my walking shoes on. I might go walk around downtown, walk up and down these little hills that they have, work on my calves. And I wanted to go by the art store too. Wanted to go by the art store and get some what do you call it? Like some clear, like canvases that aren't bumpy. Like the smooth canvas. So I got a couple of ideas, get some of this angst out of me. Not that I ever think I'm ever going to sell any of my art, because freaking, it's a racket, man. You can't, I was looking in the coffee shop today. It's in the little market, the coffee shop that I go to, and I guess the farmers market their first day is May 14th, so we were talking about that and how good it is for their business, stuff like that. And what was I talking about? Oh. I can't remember what I was going to say about that. I can't. It's lost. I lost it. My hair is getting so gray. You know that, Ma? I noticed it today. How gray it's getting. It's getting white. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm sick of it how it is, so I need to change it. Yep. I'm just not going to get too excited. I never really have to look at it, so I don't really care what it looks like. Because I just usually put a bandana on anyway. Because when it's not hat season. So, what was I talking about when I went to the coffee shop? Farmer's market is coming. Yeah, oh well. I guess I'm done. If I can't remember. What else is going on? Well, let's talk about how he's gonna get I don't know. I guess I'm done. So what's going on in the world today? Oh, when talking with the lady at I just got to keep it freaking, because I just start talking them in my own Heyoka way, and people just like don't know how to respond to me. Really? Yeah. Oh, okay. I speak too much from the heart. You know, and people just, business people, that's not what you do. It's a role you play. You can't, either you speak from your heart or everybody else, they're all playing a role. You know? And roles are distractions. I want people to become more of themselves. I don't care, you know, I don't care if their characteristics I agree with this, I don't like, you know, it's not has anything to do with me. People need to start being more of who they are and stop pretending to be these other things, these pretend pretend things. I'm tired of seeing fake, man. I guess I looked at my whole life of being able to just try to decipher if something's bullshit or not, you know? From looking at magazines, there's little bits of truth in, you know, some things, but there's a lot of BS in most things, and people just eat it all up. They just take everything in, and now it must be true because I read it here, or that must be true because so-and-so said it. But I'm like, how does it feel? Does that feel like something that's true? You know? I mean, we live in a country, there's no culture in this country, man. The culture in this country is based on freaking rigged fixed sports. You know? So these freaking creepy old dudes that freaking, you know, need male enhancement drugs and all this weird behavior to freaking get their bodies to respond in a natural way, you know, these with their private clubs and their twistedness and their desire for control. And dude, it's not even about seduction. They just take it, you know. It's all gross. People got out of hand with their greed and their desires for things that they need to feed their ego like a demon, like a beast. And that beast has got to die, man. Otherwise, things are going to get real hard for a lot of people. And it ain't going to be enough out of sight, out of mind anymore, you know. People start living out of sight, out of mind. You're going to start these people that you're neglecting that are out of your mind and out because they're out of your sight, they're going to start haunting your dreams. Stuff like that. So, whichever. That's cool. Everybody has free will, right? Everybody has free will to live however they want. Whether they live closer to spirit, source,